Ethan Matthews is actually the man in yellow. The more I rewatch From, the more I'm convinced that the show may have revealed the origin of the man in yellow all the way back in episode 1. What if Ethan Matthews isn't just another kid trapped in FROMVILLE? What if he is the person who eventually becomes the man in yellow? I know it sounds crazy at first, but hear me out. The crows may have recognized him. The very first time the Matthews family encounters the fallen tree, Ethan is the one who climbs onto it. Immediately, the crows go absolutely wild. For years, most of us assumed it was just another creepy From moment, but after seeing Sophia's reaction to the crows, it suddenly feels like the crows and the man in yellow are on opposing sides. So why would they react so aggressively to Ethan? What if they weren't warning the town about danger, but were instead reacting to the future source of that danger? If the crows are vessels for the trapped souls of previous cycles, they might have recognized something nobody else could see, that the little boy standing on that tree would one day become the man in yellow. Ethan's constant connection to yellow. This could be a minor detail, or it could be the writers quietly foreshadowing the biggest reveal in the show. When Tabitha first decides to dig beneath the house, Ethan is standing right beside her, wearing yellow. This connection between Ethan and the color yellow appears again and again throughout the series. From rarely does anything by accident. This feels intentional. The radio connection. Think about this for a second. The mysterious entity manipulating Jim constantly uses radios and phone calls. Now ask yourself, who currently has the RV radio? Who went back to retrieve it after Jim's death? Who has repeatedly been trying to contact Jim through it? Ethan. It's a striking parallel between Ethan and the entity that has been tormenting Jim from the shadows. Ethan's dream was never a dream. Back in the pilot episode, Ethan suffers a seizure after the RV crash. During that seizure, he describes a room filled with drawings of his family, a room that sounds exactly like Victor's. Then he says something incredibly specific, and then a spider came down from the ceiling. I don't think this was a dream. I think Ethan was experiencing a flash forward. Remember, Victor only draws people after they die. He even refused one of Ethan's drawings because Ethan was still alive. Now imagine the endgame. The 2022 cycle ends, and everyone dies. Just like Victor in 1978, Ethan becomes the lone survivor. Years later, he finds himself standing inside Victor's room, surrounded by drawings of his dead family. He is looking at them because, as the show keeps reminding us, pictures are for remembering. Ethan was already terrified of forgetting Thomas's face in season 1. If he lost the rest of his family, he would hold on to those drawings for dear life. And this is exactly when the spider comes down from the ceiling, the moment his transformation into the man in yellow truly begins. The dialogue gives it away. The shared dialogue between Ethan and the man in yellow is highly suspicious. First, Ethan tells Julie, "We will find him," referring to Jim. Later, who actually finds Jim near the RV? Storywalker Julie and the man in yellow. Then there's the line, "You can't change a story once it's been told." Ethan says it first. Later, the man in yellow says the exact same thing to Julie. The same wording, the same philosophy, and the same warning. At a certain point, it stops being a coincidence. Why would Ethan kill Jim? This is the biggest hurdle for this theory. Why would Ethan kill his own father? There are two strong possibilities. Thomas. Ethan still doesn't know the full story about what happened to his baby brother. We've already seen Tabitha blame Jim for answering the phone call. If Ethan eventually learns this version of events, resentment could twist his view of his father. Or a fixed timeline. What if Jim's death is a fixed point in time? If Julie is capable of story walking, then maybe the man in yellow isn't killing Jim because he wants to, but because he knows it has to happen. The story demands it. Kill the boy. This might be the biggest clue in the entire show. The voices repeatedly command Sarah to kill the boy. Most of us assumed they wanted Ethan dead because he is important or innocent. But what if they are warning the town about what Ethan will eventually become? What if kill the boy literally means kill the man in yellow before he has a chance to exist? Suddenly, those words take on a chilling new meaning. Why Victor survived the 1978 massacre? One major mystery has always hung over the show. Why was Victor spared in 1978? Maybe because the future man in yellow needed him alive. Victor becomes Ethan's guide, mentor, and teacher. Without Victor, Ethan never learns how FROMVILLE works. If Ethan becomes the villain, Victor's survival wasn't luck. It was a paradoxically engineered necessity. The future was protecting its own timeline. Final thoughts. Look at all the pieces on the board. Ethan's symbolic connection to the color yellow, the crows reacting aggressively to him at the tree, the parallel radio obsessions, his vision of Victor's room and the descending spider, the exact dialogue shared with the man in yellow, the true meaning behind kill the boy, the reason for Victor's survival. Individually, these can be explained away. Together, they form a massive puzzle. And as we know, Ethan loves puzzles. Maybe we haven't been watching a hero's journey. Maybe From has been quietly showing us the origin story of its villain all along. What do you guys think?